Hey, I'm CF Roberts, and welcome to another fun-filled nugget of the Abbey of the Lemur. Well, today we're going to try something a little different. Now, oh boy, how do I put this? Some people don't want to know how the sausage is made. No, not that sausage. I'm talking about the video sausage. Okay, so we are going to give you an exclusive faceful. Now, when I initially conceived of this episode, I was just going to take a slab of raw footage from one of our tapes from the 90s and just lay it out for you naked, raw, and ugly, and just show you the whole stupid thing and uh, unexpurgated. But I decided at some point after that, because it's me, I can't help chucking things up. And so that's giganting. I'm including a little kind of running commentary throughout this. A lot of this is kind of long and dragged out. And I mean, truth to tell, it's like you get to see exactly what goes into making a video. And this is one of our log tapes that actually wound up making it into a number of shows and projects and whatnot. And you get to see a bunch of that here. But I am going to just kind of laisser le bon temps rouler, or whatever the hell it is. Have fun. Okay, so here we are climbing down the hill. We are in the woods somewhere in the region of Beaver Lake. This was recorded in 97, 98, somewhere around there. This is a segment that was used in our episode of the Abbey of the Lemur, Losing Our Shit. You see me wearing that yellow striped shirt. I look like a big bumblebee in that thing. My dreads are just kind of forming. This would have had to have been 97, maybe. Wherever I had started, the dreads were not really forming yet. They weren't quite there. Just toward the end, I think I got them chopped off in 2005, and they were down to my knees at that point. If you want to know the funny story about the dreads, ask me in person. I'll let you know all that shit. It's pretty entertaining. Anyway, so we are here on Beaver Lake with several other local friends or acquaintances at the time. We are going to help celebrate our friend Sarai's birthday. That was what we were doing at the time. That provided the basis for this sketch. Panda and I went out there. Looks like, I'm not sure what's up there. It looks like I'm carrying a container of kitty litter or something. Might be gasoline. Like we're going into a boathouse and we're getting ready to go fill up a boat with gas. Something to that effect. This is a property, I think, owned by our benefactor. There's a couple of dogs. There is Beaver Lake. And, not sure who the homeowner was who supplied this wonderful afternoon for us. I'm thinking, and I could be wrong, don't quote me, that it may have been Uncle Gaylord, who was a legendary Fayetteville restaurateur. He was also the landlord of Adam and Sarai, our friends at that time. He was not on hand. But anyway, I'm not going to dwell on that because I may not be correct. Okay, so the dogs are swimming in the lake.
No, they won't. They won't do that. They want to swim with you. If you'll swim, they'll swim with you.
I'm not sure whose dogs these are. Adam and Sarai actually had a Rottweiler, who I do not think was there. But here's a couple of happy German Shepherds and this other person swimming around. There are several people here. I'm not sure exactly who they are. My memory's a little fuzzy. You see little glitches here and there. You know, it's VHS. You know, sorry, folks. You know, being the Luddites that we were, actually, VHS was still pretty common to record videos around this time. It was starting to be phased out for about 5 minutes by Hi8. There was a time Panda had a Hi8 recorder. We did have a Hi8 camcorder that we started using eventually. I believe that it was still VHS at this time, though. I believe. I could be wrong. Well, the resolution on this puppy looks pretty good, so. Whatever the case, generally as a practice, we were using a lot of VHS at this time. Happy dogs swimming in the water.
That's too cool.
I like seeing it. Nice puppies. Yeah, go on now. Go on with your bad self.
Oh. Yeah, right on.
A lot of what you're seeing here is stuff that inevitably wound up on the cutting room floor, and you'd be surprised at how much does. And again, you'd probably be annoyed at how much doesn't, but retrospect, what do you want? More frolicking. Well, this is like really kind of watching someone's boring home movies. You know, the dogs here are providing all the entertainment value. But such as our exploratory way on the Abbey of the Lemur was we just went out and recorded everything. Just anything that might be interesting, anything that might lead to anything interesting we're out there running around getting. Swimming into a cavern. Yeah, not much to do in there, is there? Come on, boys. Come on with the boys. The sexing of German Shepherds is not one of my talents. It's cute for about 5 seconds, and it's kind of interminable, isn't it? Yeah, sorry, I'm going to make you suffer through all of it. That is also the lemur way. It's kind of nice. I can see the puppies playing along the bluffs there. Hey guys, I really don't think there's anywhere for you to go up there. don't you come on back to the boat? Come on back to the boathouse. Oh, no. Okay, King of the Mountain. King, I think, maybe. I don't know. Like the sexing of German shepherds from afar, you know. Well, those might have been nads. I couldn't really make them out. Yeah, mascot for a day, Nads the dog. That's some juvenile humor. It's also the lemur way.
Don't watch me. Oh, it makes it harder. Out aboard the bar.
Clowning around with the exposure.
Yeah.
This could have been the high 8 camera we're using at the moment. There's the boathouse. And so I think we're on the boat. Yes, we are. And the majority of boat trip on losing our shit was this. A good chunk of it, except for the parts that weren't. But yeah, this is the point. I was kind of riding in the back of the boat, and I think I was also shooting. But you'll either see me or see Panda here in a bit. I was instructed, which is kind of the boat passenger way, to kind of stick my hand down in the water and feel to make sure there are no critters down there bumped up against the boat or anything like that. True confessions, I am not a fan of marine life unless it's fried dead and on my plate. Yeah, I am that guy, and I was not fond of getting my hand down there. So as much as I could, I did not. I may not be very good out on the water, is what I'm saying. Yeah, no, I think Panda's got the camera at this point because I saw my shirt. So he's gonna swing around at some point and get a shot of me. But right now the water's a beaver lake and the bluffs are a little more enticing. Well, probably a lot more enticing. Yeah, bye boathouse. By umbrella, by dogs. I do not believe we will be seeing them again in this video. Okay, in a bit here we'll be racing across Beaver Lake and the boat's going to be moving kind of fast. Yeah, okay, now we're picking up speed. Yeah, so you see a bit of this in Boat Ride. Oh, there I am. There I am, not weighing my hand in the water. And yeah, that notwithstanding, this experience was fun. It was fun being on that boat, and it was kind of a gas. My obsessive desire not to touch fish, notwithstanding, but yeah, the shores of Beaver Lake. Beaver Lake is a nice place to be. I do like it out there. I think you really do have to scramble this up and mix it up with some other video or have it look interesting for any amount of time. Still, just some high-speed boat action. And the bluffs rushing by. Zoom in, zoom out. Zoom in, zoom out. Yeah. This is if you were ever thinking making video or making films was glamorous in any way, it really isn't. I mean, this is the majority of what you end up with. It's just kind of raw footage, just, zooms in, zooms out, focusing and blurry shots and whatnot. I mean, the Blair Witch Project was not joking around, folks. Just when you sit down to edit, you see a lot of that. Yes, we go further and further away from the boathouse. There's Willie caught in the reeds again. Just joking. Tip of the hat to John Candy there. Messing with the exposure again. Close to the bluffs. Looking real nice.
Yeah, there's one up there. These are swallow fish, I guess. These birds now?
Yeah, you see a lot of this, losing our ship before it slowly slips into nightmare. Creatures were living in that. That's maybe bird nests or something. Avian beings building their little colonies on the sides of the bluffs. Wow. That's pretty out there. A lot of cool stuff to look at. We will eventually come to wherever it is the birthday party is going on. Right now, it just is kind of nice exploration of the lake and its terrain.
I want to show you all birds.
Blah, yeah, I know. Dead air, dead air. Sorry.
Really? How can you tell?
Woo, water skiing.
I don't see anything.
You never get me up on one of those things. Till I'm like way adventurous. Come on. Exposure.
Some people throw the trash out of the lake.
There's some of the natural beauty of the Ozarks going on. There's some strange little structure poking out of the lake. Piece of dead wood or driftwood or a dead tree or something. I don't know. A little fun fact about Beaver Lake is that it is actually not a natural lake. It's man-made. In fact, I believe an entire town was wiped out when they created it. I think it was when they built the Beaver Dam. But that is the main reservoir, the main water supply of our state, or of northwest Arkansas. We're seeing a lot of squirrely crap here. Just the joy of raw footage, folks. Well, I think we're getting a panda cameo. Tarzan action here. I'm sure that was okay. Yeah, keep showing us your belly. That was actually our host, I think. I'm a little fuzzy on some of the deeds, but what do you want, folks? It's like, this is like, what? 25 years ago.
Great for your slapstick comedy.
25 or more years ago, actually. Sorry, my math isn't great either. to those cliffs. See ya. It's a fun little jaunt. Some kind of yellow line or thing hanging from there. Crazy stuff out on the lake. I think the main differences between Panda and myself as videographers was he was very much like a landscape artist, and he would go out and just find the beauty or possibly the ugliness in something, and just go out and get a big huge face full of it. And he was very patient and took his time getting these shots and getting these fantastic bits of scenery and beauty, and yeah, just the experience of it all. And he would give it to everybody. I was more of a spaz with my stuff. I'm just kind of more into shooting people and character work and dialogue and jokes and skits, and so that was kind of more my end. And we kind of came together on just building a big kind of hallucination with it all, and that was kind of a big collaborative point for us. I mean, I'm not saying anyone's approach was right or anyone's approach was wrong. Just two separate perspectives that kind of build a nice whole. I think we're parking here. Yeah. But hurry up and wait action. I'm expecting a possible cut here at some point, because I'm believing we have arrived at our destination. Or maybe we haven't. We'll find out.
You can do it.
Yeah, I think we're getting
How
out
far
of
is
the
it
boat.
up there?
Probably, I don't know.
Hello, plastic. Didn't see us standing there. All right.
Bird. Oh, excuse me.
Here we are. We're gonna climb up through this little holler, and, there's my sorry ass climbing up into the thing, climbing up out of the thing. And you'll see in a moment here, I think Panda's scaling the summit. Don't know if he's going to take you on that journey, or if he's just going to try and play it safe on the way up. But yeah, way down there, you got a little crevice in the rocks there. You can see, I think that's the boat. That's where we've climbed. And this is, yeah, here we go. And this is surface, and I'm waving.
Hello? We're up on the cliff.
Clown, you still look like a big bee.
Kurt's got it.
Yeah, threatening to throw people off the cliff.
Let's do it. I'd be better off on that than
Are you looking at this guy in the water, Kenny? See him going?
Oh yeah.
Amongst the vegetation.
Your goal is
Yeah.
And
I would
other
like
than
something.
Adam and Sarai,
Cool
I'm
action.
not sure I can peg anyone in this crowd or exactly who they are. There are a bunch of folks who I think were closely or loosely associated with their tattoo and piercing shop, Little Shop of Horrors at that time. It was a kind of crew of rainbow or rainbow adjacent people who were kind of much of our cohort back at this time. Yeah, late 90s were kind of a wild and woolly time in Fayetteville. It was just, kind of before the gentrification hammer got dropped down.
Go ahead.
Feet.
We have been to the mountain, and it's pretty damn high up there.
Smart ass. Yeah, get out of here, you bee.
We's climbing down. We's crawling.
Bumblebee Roberts. Down the hole. Going back into the boat? Maybe. We'll find out. Yeah, a lot of that footage wound up being perfect gag and losing our shit where somebody supposedly falls down into the hole.
Catch-22 method. You have a real concern for your life. Ooh, you're really not crazy, or so they say. Yeah.
wait a minute. I want to be, it's all relative, but what's crazy and what isn't.
This is true. Theory of relative insanity.
Yes, the magic of raw footage. That was special.
Yay, I have retired to Florida to complain about the government full time.
Caves. A lot of stuff like this is very much touched up by the magic of editing. And I am giving it to you all without the magic. You get the jumbly freehand camera work, the focusing and the messing with the exposure and all that good stuff. Welcome to video.
I'm coming.
Okay, back in the boat. Holy hell. Okay, is the camera just kind of sitting in the boat at this point? Or is it just that I'm holding it? Okay. Okay. Maintaining some stability. Okay, so back at the boathouse again.
Time to jump in again.
That's right.
You want me to tow you in?
No, I'm just kidding. The motor didn't really
I'm
click.
just going along with it.
Going for a little bit of a ride.
You can do whatever you want,
Video
Vince.
cameras on. Want a video camera me pulling the boat
But I
in?
think for me, I think I have to jump in.
Ladies and gentlemen, Presto the cat.
Barely over there. Oh, the way, right.
Presto the magic of the cat. Can't see him, but you can probably hear him.
Come on, Jasmine. Come on,
Making his
Jasmine.
guest caveats known in this commentary.
Come on. Okay, what do you think if I jump in? You think they'll go with me?
Yeah, but
Come on, Thor.
Oh, what? You didn't want us when we wanted
Hey,
to go.
buddy.
Now you want us in the water? Forget it.
Little seafaring dialogue here. Oh, no, not really.
Okay.
Come on, dog.
Okay, I'm looking
That's
at the way. We
right,
got two
I
people
think.
over there,
Come
one
on,
over
Thor.
here. If I go, all the weight's over on that side of the boat.
okay.
So
I'll get up where you are.
all right.
Okay. So,
Come on, Thor.
Hey, buddy.
Okay.
So where the hell?
Not sure who this cat is in the foreground. Don't remember him right offhand.
Dog patrol.
Oh, there's those dogs. And I know who this cat is. The other cat, you know, on the video. That's a whole other thing there. And the guy staying on the boat may have been Adam. Not sure. No. Yeah, I said that. Yeah, so Adam and Sarai ran a little shop of horrors think for a couple of years, a couple of 3 years in various locations around Dixon Street. The gentrification crowd were desperate to push them out. Like, you just can't have hippies giving people piercings on Dixon Street, trying to sell real estate to the young executives. That became a refrain that the Abbey of the Lemur knew all too well, and you could hear it trumpeted in our faces very often as time went on throughout to about the mid-aughts. Yeah, I believe that's Sarai up there by the boathouse now.
I got it.
Not real sure who our friend is, who's leading the boat to shore.
I don't know.
I think that's Adam up there. Again, I'm not sure. Kind of a fuzzy little person way off in the distance.
How he made you swim all the way back?
The friendly dog. And hopefully, yeah, that's totally Sarai. I can tell by that too, by that tattoo on her back. That's the birthday girl. Okay. Doggy alarm, which means something's happening. Hold on.
Dog in the boat.
Like, okay, let's go.
Yeah, there's Adam.
Come on, Howie, I'm ready.
Yes, Presto. Come on up.
I don't know, 80 pounds, I'm not sure.
Now, Presto is bound and determined to be my co-host here.
And
Well, we're
no,
tied.
let go.
I'm not touching it. We're not tied.
Owners of what was once the Little Shop of Horrors. It was a Little Shop of Horrors, and it was just kind of like everything the town fathers did not like and did not want in Fayetteville. It was, in addition to being something as unsavory as a place where people got tattoos and piercings, it was kind of just a countercultural hangout and a place for some of the more adrift local young people to go.
Yeah, no, we do. I just thought of it.
We had events there, everything ranging from bands playing to poetry readings, performance art, a bunch of stuff. It was kind of a banging, kind of happening little place, especially after they got off Dixon Street proper. The place they wound up renting their space from, which was on West Avenue. That particular building, there were a lot of interesting things there. I think our friend Orlis, who was a great local musician, he wound up having kind of a little record shop up there for a while. It was a trip to go to. The guy was just this incredible archivist. But that big building where they had all these different units, all these different storage units, there was a pagan, kind of new agey witchcraft store there called Spellcrafters, and just the owner, as I remember, was kind of a cranky guy, and he and Little Shop of Horrors guys did not get along. That was an interesting little place. It's since become things like a wine cellar and a lot of other shishi things. I think there's a little escape room place there now, and I believe they are going to be building a hotel there. That's one of Fayetteville's umpteen attempts at building a hotel. Let's see if they carry it off this time. Hey, how you guys doing? Okay, took me a minute to catch up. I have run problem after problem, but we are off and going again on this little project. Okay, so the video that follows, the stretch of video, excuse me, that follows the Beaver Lake video is some drive video. We are driving back home to Fayetteville. It's obviously sunset. We're driving back home in Panda's truck. And I would be riding shotgun, and I would probably be running camera as well. Yeah, that would be me looking out the passenger side window. Okay, now I'm facing the open road, which feels a little better. And at this point in the video, I believe we are in Bethel Heights. Okay, now entering Bethel Heights. So we're leaving what I presume to be Rogers, or wherever we were on Beaver Lake, and we are now in the township, I guess, of Bethel Heights. For you folks out there who don't live in Arkansas, don't live in Northwest Arkansas, maybe don't know the history of the place. Bethel Heights, this is 1998. Bethel Heights technically no longer exists. It has been absorbed back into the city of Springdale. And yeah, it's kind of a win-win for them. You know, they get to have Springdale handle all their water charges and whatnot, and so that's good. And I think, judging by that sign that I saw very quickly there, that we have moved very quickly from Bethel Heights right into Springdale. We're at the very northern tip of Springdale. Yeah, Bethel Heights, there's not a lot to it. Do-de-do, and there's traffic's kind of not much to speak of at this point. And yeah, face front, you jerk. That's me. I can call me a jerk. and just enjoy the ride. Let everyone else enjoy the ride. And so, you know, coming up through the farmland and whatnot, we'll eventually be hitting downtown Springdale. Yeah. Okay, look at the intersection. Yeah, pretty intersection. Focus! That's me with the goddamn autofocus. I think the city of Lowell is also in here somewhere, but that doesn't mean a whole hell of a lot either. I mean, Lowell, which does still exist, kind of just vanishes after a while. It's kind of a small town. Lowell actually, I think, kind of bleeds over into Rogers. And Bethel Heights, like I said, no longer exists. But yeah, we're heading up that hill, and I think somewhere toward the end of this, we wind up moving into downtown Springdale. We're just about there. Now, this drive video, I keep saying drive time. It's like I'm a morning commute DJ or something. It's drive video, not drive time video. The further we go into Springdale, the more anyone who's been watching the show for any length of time is going to recognize the video. That is, video that you'll recognize, because with the way we put videos together, we have this kind of running montage plan, especially back in the day when we were using the Amiga toaster and editing tape to tape. And anyone who's spent a significant amount of time, anyone who did tape to tape is like, oh, good Lord, thank God for non-linear editing. And I get you. Yeah, I get you to a degree. What I'm going to say about the Amiga toaster is it was kind of like our meat and potatoes, especially back at this time, the kind of classic iterations of the Abbey of the Lemur. We would take, and you'll recognize this, especially as you go along, and I'll be showing you video up in the corner of the eventual treatments that this footage would get from us. We would take this piece of video and filter it up, and then we'd get another piece of video and filter it up and scramble them both together, and we'd have almost kind of like a chroma key thing where we'd be able to dissolve them in and out and move them in and out of each other's picture. It'd be almost like you'd control it with the mouse, almost like the way you'd work a joystick in a video game. It was so awesome, so much fun. And you had a little control lever where you'd be able to move them back and forth from each other. And especially when you have two pieces of video that are already pre-treated. Yeah, this was kind of a long, drawn-out process. Neil's Cafe, we are right around where my future wife was living at the time. She lived right up the street there, and that's where she lived when we first started dating. That was a long time ago. But we would slowly kind of work with these videos and go over them and over them. We pour over them multiple times until we got them just the way we liked them. You'll see up in the corner there the way we work the tints of these videos and we used a lot of posterized effects and solarization and whatnot. And we got all kinds of really pretty video. And the more I go through nonlinear systems, the more they seem to forget all that cool shit. And so in a lot of respects, I was kind of spoiled by the Amiga toaster. And a lot of we had a lot of good stuff. Later on, I was using Final Cut Pro. And Final Cut Pro had a lot of good bells and whistles. I really liked Final Cut. Up till they came to the Final Cut X and kind of ruined everything. But a lot of this was beautiful footage to work with. And cars driving through downtown Springdale, I mean, you could just slap that on top of everything and kind of mix it up and scramble it. And it was just some good inconsequential footage that was kind of busy. It kind of had stuff going on. And you could just distort it and mess it up and give it all kinds of pretty colors and throw a bunch of crazy stuff on top of it, and it would succeed like gangbusters. Couple of things we did. I think we did like one of the FUFF trailers, featured parts of that. The big one was in 2001, and that was Starkle Trip 2K1, and we had a lot of fun with that. And there's a lot of stuff there that I'm going to get into more as we progress with that video. There's basically the Springdale Burger Mile here. What an ugly landscape. And they're funny. You see no shortage of motor inns. Lots of motor inns, lots of motels and whatnot. And it was really funny when I did get married. It was like my family came up to visit and stay for the wedding. And we took them up through Springdale, and I think we had a big dinner in Springdale. And I think between my youngest brother and my nephew, they were just having a ball, just kind of pointing out all the motels and like, geez, Chuck, you sure got a lot of motels up here. Yeah, where's the lie? There's not much in the way of lies there. And there may be a lot of new videos, maybe a lot of new storefronts here. I don't know. Nowadays, it all kind of blurs and looks the same to me. Maybe even at this point, there may have been a few video rental stores along this line, and those have woefully disappeared. Wow. Cities make your place less attractive to me. I want to go look at videos. I want to go look at record stores. I want to maybe check out the bookstores, and you guys are kind of slowly just purging yourselves of culture. Good going. But anyway, enough crabbing from my old ass. And we've been stuck to this light seemingly forever. But there we go. Moving right along. And just a lot of pure D horse pucky, but just what's the difference? You get to looks like somebody had an accident or something. You get lots of nice shots of all the lights. The night is falling. You get all the lights along the road. and all the cars coming and going, and it's motion, you know, it's vision. It's vision. What you're seeing may not be particularly interesting stuff. There's the 412 intersection. There's that liquor store. That was a pretty good liquor store back when I was drinking. I've probably gone off enough times about how I no longer do that. But here we're chicken plant. It might be George's. I'm not sure. I think it's George's. But we are now slowly moving toward the more southern end of Springdale, and we are eventually, let's get road construction going on. Slowly moving out of the area, and we'll be slipping into Fayetteville. Yeah, lots of road construction. Looks like they're doing all kinds of paving. That is god awful. Ooh. Price to pay for clean roads here. Somewhere up in this area, I believe there is a bar which is simply called The Bar. Now, here we go down the big hill, and we're having fun. We can actually drive pretty fast in this area. We're not, but you know, whatever. There's a bar over there somewhere called The Bar, and we always used to crack jokes about, hey, let's go to the bar and, you know, look at the drunks, and maybe we can, you know, drink the beer, and you know, maybe the barflies will be there, and you know, the whores will be there, and you know, we can maybe get the handy under the table, and all kinds of fun you can do. All kinds of fun you can do with just something called The Bar. You know, the bar's pretty low on that, ain't it? Sorry. And we are kind of moving out of Springdale here. We are sliding down this big old hill, and this is kind of that little nexus where you, for about 5 seconds, end up in the township of Johnson, which is most famous for speed traps. And this is also roughly around where Lake Fayetteville is. That'll be over on the left of the screen. You won't see it, but you know, it's a fair look at where it's located. Yeah, Outback Steakhouse. Yeah, we're right about on the border here. We'll be, I think, shortly in Johnson for about 5 seconds. You see the lights of the Northwest Arkansas Mall way down there. That's Fayetteville. Yeah, here we are. This is the intersection where you end up, you're basically at the crossroads toward Johnson, and Lake Fayetteville will be over on the left, which, yeah, once again, you will not see. But we're going to go through this set of lights, and then you'll see the entering Fayetteville sign. Fayetteville, man, it's crazy. There was a time when I really loved this town. I haven't felt that way in years. There's still things about the area I like. And getting fewer and fewer by the day, but back at the time we did this, I really did love this town. I enjoyed living here a great deal. And we are about to cruise through We are now in Fayetteville. We are now technically on College Avenue. There's the big intersection going up to the Northwest Arkansas Mall. Yeah, there's Dillard's. There's the big intersection down here at the bottom of the hill that spills out into Joyce Avenue, which is where the post office is and a bunch of other stuff are. I didn't use that post office at this time. I actually went to the downtown post office because we lived in downtown Fayetteville, so. Cars. Yes, street ambience. We'll leave it at that, shall we? Yeah, you go down there and that's big old shopping area, and you can go to the mall and whatnot. Hi, girls. Me and Panda at the time were both a couple of single guys on the prowl, and just very interested in what the girls are doing. Hi. Bye. All right, get over it, will you, dude? Can't even really see him at this point. All right, and they're exiting off onto the highway, which is probably smart of them. I best not spend too much time giving miscreants like us an eyeful of whatever it is you're doing. Okay, and so right up into College Avenue. College Avenue in Fayetteville, which is basically one of our burger miles. Shopping centers, restaurants, craptastic view. Nice picture of Little Hill there. This will turn around here. This is the intersection coming up to Fiesta Square, I believe. Yeah, right there. Yeah, Fiesta Square. They had a movie theater. They've still got some kind of a movie theater. And the most important part of Fiesta Square really is was Hastings, which was a great kind of place where you could go and rent movies and buy records and look at books, and they even had a little coffee shop, and you could go get your coffee there or whatever. And I always enjoyed the place, and we used to go there, particularly after Heather and I met. Friday night, Heather and I and Shannon and her husband Randall used to go out there a lot to Hastings, and we'd get our coffee and talk to our little barista and look at movies and look at records or look at CDs, look at books, and sometimes buy stuff. And that was a good time. And of course, the place doesn't exist anymore, because everything sucks and Fayetteville sucks. Yeah, that was Township Drive. Still, in a lot of ways, kind of one of the main arteries of Fayetteville. We are slowly headed toward downtown. what we'll see of downtown. I believe we're going down Dixon Street on this little thing here. And of course, College Avenue. A lot of the businesses has changed. A lot of the businesses have changed over the years. Some places are still there. A lot of those places that we're seeing right now are not there. And, you know, they've been replaced by businesses that are not really as interesting or as fun. And just the place on the whole has lost a great deal, I think. Fayetteville is not as fun or as interesting as it used to be. But we are trundling up the hill. Trundling up what I guess is kind of the outer slopes of Mount Sequoia. Which we'll actually, by the time we get downtown, we'll be driving away from Mount Sequoia, so you won't be getting any pictures of that tonight. And the VA hospital will be over there on the right. My right. Which I guess it would technically be your right. And we are going to just jump off that. We're not going to jump off the VA hospital, but now we're on North Street. That's my that's my inner New Englander coming out. I used to be a Yankee, but I stopped. And down here, I think there is a place where they used to have an abortion clinic. They don't. The doctor who owned and operated that passed away, and so you don't have that anymore. Sorry, ladies. Sorry for a lot of things. And this was a big video store over here on the left. A big video store / adult store called Special Occasions. And we used to like to go in there. And it was especially fun when I used to go in there and used to go in there sometimes with the girls, and they'd kind of giggle at a lot of the objects and a lot of the publications and whatnot, and kind of really upset a lot of the guys that were in there trying to discreetly peruse the materials. Okay, now we're going on to Lafayette Street. And you can see Old Main, one of the towers of Old Main there in the distance. And we're just going to never mind that. Now we're going down this road past the First Baptist Church and the Central United Methodist Church. And slowly make our way to Dixon Street. And we'll get kind of a panoramic view all the way down Dixon. Yeah, there it is in all its glory. I used to really like, especially on those Colliers and the famous kind of retro 50s signage they have. It's famous drugstore in Fayetteville still exists. I used to really love going out onto Dixon Street. Particularly on like an early Saturday. And I'd we'd run up there and I'd buy my booze and we'd do whatever. And we used to have a fun time just kind of goofing on people and antagonizing some of the youth. They'd be out there playing with their hacky sacks and whatever. And it was a lot of fun. Panda would just go out there and spout non sequiturs at them and they'd try to ignore him. There's U of A college kids that are probably all in their 40s now. Now they've become boring adults. And we are going to come right to the center of things here, and we are going to come up to, and we're heading down West Avenue, and I think this is where the video ends. Ah, blue screen of death. Wow, what's this? It's the backyard at Beverly Manor. Oh, look at that adorable little squirrel. Oh, isn't he cunning? Yeah, anyway, so a brief interlude here. We get this little squirrel out in our backyard at Beverly Manor, which, for the time and for our purposes, was a very nice place to live. This was the original, this apartment and the one next to it where Shannon lived were pretty much the original Abbey. And, you know, I have kind of a warm, fuzzy feeling toward that apartment complex. There's this adorable little squirrel, and you know, considering this was 20 plus years ago, I don't know exactly how squirrels age. But I would kind of imagine that this little fella has shuffled off the mortal coil at this point. And so you get to enjoy him here first. I believe this is a piece of video, this is a little swatch of video that has never made the Abbey of the Lemur up to this point. So it's just a fun little bit of video that Panda shot, and you get it. You get to have it. Hi. Hi. You've probably been dead for years. I love you. I have an affinity for the tree rats. But this video is going to switch over to something else here pretty quickly, I believe. And it will be our final piece of video in the show. Well, and noshing on little odd objects on the ground. We kind of did have a real interesting little backyard with the pond, and we had a goose out there that was fairly irritable. He, you know, did not suffer fools gladly or much of anyone else. Oh, bye. Can you show yourself again? And there's our grill. We used to cook a lot of food in the weird hours of the morning. Here we go. Okay. So this little piece of video goes on for a bit, but what you are looking at right now is the birth of the hypercube. This is where it came from, folks. You have seen this in multiple episodes. I can't tell you the number of times we've reused this little bit of experimentation for things. And basically what this is, we had, I believe at the time, we had this high 8 camcorder, which Panda purchased. And what he's done here is we have this little TV that we watched and we did everything on. And he had the TV act as a monitor. He plugged the camera directly into the television, and what you're looking at is the TV image of the camera feeding back on itself, and has kind of like the effects of you know, you'll tell two friends and they'll tell two friends, and so on and so on and so on, and it bounces jollily away, you know, kind of like a big space accordion. You see the can kind of make out we're obviously in a negative image. You can kind of see some VHS tapes piled on top of the TV. You can see a white zombie poster in the background. And this is another one. I was, you know, extolling the virtues of the Amiga toaster. This is one of those that we fed through the toaster a lot. And I mean a lot. You can see this spilling out into multiple shows, multiple images, and I'll show you in a little inset some of the stuff that we used it for. But you're going to see a lot of experimentation right here, and it was just basically Panda exploring what he could do with this little image. And so much of the Abbey of the Lemur, especially around this time, you know, when I call it the golden age, it's, you know, remained kind of an integral part of the show, is based, you know, less on concrete things going on or whatever we were talking about at the time. It was based more on exploration like this and the fun we used to have just taking something and working with it and seeing different ways we could scramble it up and alter it and do all kinds of crazy stuff. I want to make a brief note. I've really chucked a lot of the musical soundtrack at this point because a lot of the time we got, like back with the Drive video, a lot of what you were hearing was whatever was playing on Panda's tape deck at the time. And you know, we're not gonna throw that in your face. The music that Panda had going here, and I really didn't think anything of it, but I sat there logging this tape and became mesmerized by both this image and the music that was playing. And this band, this is an album by a band that I think still exists in some form or fashion, but they're a Quebecois black metal band called, I don't even know how to pronounce it. The name's Jeth. I don't know. They're like, the name is taken after the castle that Countess Bathory lived in. Everyone in the black metal scene seems to love Elizabeth Bathory, but I found myself just really mesmerized and this is an early album. It's called Mordor, which I believe is basically a demo that got put out on wax. And I've checked out some of their other stuff, and they're still around, they're still doing good stuff, and I'm just gonna sit back and let this music, I'm gonna unobfuscate this music and let it breathe. This is beautiful stuff, and I can't go too crazy on it, but kind of ambient black metal, which I was not big into black metal at that time. You know, when I hear bands like this, to me, this is just good music. It's beautiful music. If you're a metal fan, maybe you'll like it. If you're a classical fan, maybe you'll like it. I just really enjoy this music. I really enjoy this band, and given my platform of choice at this time, it's like I cannot do commercials for this artist or these records. What I maybe can do is saying, you know, we've got all these great listening platforms that we have now. You may be watching this on one of those. But seek them out, listen to them. They're real good. Maybe you'll find yourself loving this music as much as I do. But that's all I'm going to say about this band. Here we're using a posterize effect. There were a lot of in-camera effects on the high 8 that we like to play around with, especially when you think of like how we're messing things up and using all kinds of effects through the editor. We were doing effects on top of effects on top of effects. We'd use these in-camera effects, and then we'd layer other effects on top of them. And then we'd layer the tapes onto one another through the toaster. And that's a posterized effect. I think earlier we saw just a second of sepia tone. Sepia is not going to look real good with this kind of video, but you can see just various moments where we may have been using these effects throughout our run. Like you may have seen this image pop up somewhere. There will be others that you surely will have seen. And the major duration of this video is us basically playing with these effects, or it's Panda playing with the effects. You know, Panda being the grand explorer that he is, did some fantastic, kind of masterful video. A lot of folks don't realize just the amount of painstaking work that went into some of these videos that we produced this time. And it's because I'll chiefly attribute that to Panda, because he had this incredible knack of going over and trying different combinations and mixing this stuff up in different ways until he finally hit it in a way that he thought was pleasing. And he'd kind of bring me on for a second opinion. I would frequently just be like, duh. I'd have my brain melting from sleep deprivation or wherever, and I'd just be like, duh, yeah, it looks pretty interesting, and fat lot of help that was, but it was did everything we could in this respect to just create a friggin' onslaught. And we just wanted to fry people's senses with these pieces of video. And hopefully we succeeded. If you're kind of an older fan or whatever, and you remember having your senses fried by video that we did back at this time, here are the bits and pieces. This is part of the glorious hole. Glory hole. Yeah, and so you see the swirling hypercube image. And the hypercube, of course, it had its own little sequence that was pretty magnificent. Panda obviously kind of really digging the posterize effect at this point. I think later on we switch back to the negative. There were a couple of them that he really liked. The negative and the posterize, I think, probably deliver the best visuals. And this goes on probably a bit longer than it should. But we'll give it a stretch, I don't know. It went on till it stopped. It went on till the tape ran out. How about that? And this will be our last segment for the night. And I hope you all enjoy the little look at. A little look at, which is going to be going on for a bit. But I think at this point, because I've really run out of anything substantive to say, I'm just going to kind of dump out at this point and allow this to finish and just let you look at the imagery and kind of lull yourself off into a state of peace, into a state of higher being. How about that? Yeah, sounds kind of trippy. Anyway, good night, y'all. backed up a little too far.
The ways of the lemur.